Praise the Lord. How is everybody? Happy Sunday. This is Godly from Godly Seers again. Today I am talking about connections. This may sound like something very random, but I feel like a lot of the things that we do in life are all mainly about the type of people that we are connected to, the type of environments that we find ourselves in, be it church environments, the prayer groups that we join, the friendships that we have, the people that we marry, the jobs in which we work, you name it. Regardless, you can take this either way. You see, and I also came to realize a number of years ago that certain things, whether you like it or not, are very much spiritual. And part of those things that are very much spiritual are also things that very much relate to us as Christians. One of those things being prayer. Prayer is very much a spiritual thing. Just like we talk about, evil spirits possessing someone, we can also have very good and beneficial things spiritually transferred to us, or we are able to transfer those things to others. So that's why it's really good to connect to the appropriate people that we are supposed to connect with in our lives. Let me tell you something. There are certain people in this life, me being one of them, because I've been told this several times. Most of the time, as a person, if you have the opportunity to know the different sides of me, I don't believe it's necessarily a good thing for a person to have different sides to them, but I believe everybody has a different side to them, because obviously we are spiritual, we are physical, but apart from that, our characters as well have different aspects of them. The people that are around me the most, that see certain sides of me, when they've seen me in my era of, being a joker, there are some people that will be like, oh God, you're such a joke, I can't take you seriously, right? I've got some friends of mine, like one of my best friends, Sydney. She won't even pray with me. Like if they were to put us together as prayer partners, it wouldn't work. Even though we get on really well, it wouldn't work, because with her, like, she sees this other side of me that is like, it wouldn't be good for us, to go there, to go over the spiritual things. But then when I'm not that person, when I'm not that, that's the everyday godly, when I'm switched to being maybe towards more of a serious person, or a more spiritually inclined in the things of, I'm a different person as well. So it depends on which side of me that you see, or when you see it. But anyway, without rambling on too much, this is what I'm trying to say. Things like prayer, or us connecting ourselves to people that carry certain aspects, certain things that we desire, people that are equipped, people that are above at levels where we desire to be. I think is one of the most prayers that we can pray for ourselves. I've gone back to praying that prayer because I've seen what happens when you are in the presence of people that add certain things, certain values to you. Sometimes, like what I was saying, don't look down on somebody. You may look at someone that, because the side of them, is they're just a joker, they're just not a serious person, or they just do certain things that you look at them and wonder. But then when you get the opportunity to see the other side of them, you may realize that actually there's something of very high value they can add to your life. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm praying a prayer for God to bring people, into my life, people that are at a level where I aspire to be, at a level where in certain aspects of my life, be it in marriage, be it in normal friendships, people that are coming to take me to where I'm supposed to go. Like when it comes to normal friendships, like I've got the friend of mine that I just mentioned before, career-wise, if God did not bring this person in my life, I don't know if I would have made it as far as I've gone, honestly, because most of the time you feel so worn out, so drained. There are so many challenges in the job that to the point that if you don't have someone holding onto your hand, kind of encouraging you, Godly, we can do this, let's keep going, let's keep doing it, or this time around we've burned out, we need to go, we need to run for our lives, let's move on to the next thing, I wouldn't have survived to this. I think I would have been so lost, I would have given up a long time ago. But God staged this person in my life at the exact right time. Now, when I'm talking about the transferable anointings, the transferable giftings, the transferable things, other things, there are certain people that even just being in their presence, there is something that happens, that something of great value on their lives will just automatically transfer to you. Many years ago, I had a friend of mine. I didn't think much of her. She's just a normal friend, whatever. I didn't even know what her spiritual level was. So I paid for a retreat, a prayer retreat, to go away with her. I think it was my birthday. So I was like, okay, what I want to do for my birthday this year, this is a very long time ago, I want to just go on a retreat. So she was like, yeah, I'm free, I'm coming, we're both free. So we went to this prayer retreat. But within the 3 days that I spent with this individual, I was never somebody that prays over my food or whatever. I was taking prayer very seriously, but I wasn't someone that just takes much notice about what I put in my body, like to pray over it or things like that. But just by being around this person, I noticed that she prays, those little prayers, she prays over everything. She wouldn't eat or even drink anything without praying over it. But just me associating with her and being within that environment with her, I didn't ask her to teach me how to do this. I just went along. Sometimes I would just watch her and not even do what she's doing. But by the time I left that retreat, from that moment on, I became a part of what this person is. Like a person that just doesn't eat anything, anyhow, without really praying for it. So going back to what I started with, that things like prayer is a transferable gift. Prayer is spiritual, right? When I was in my young adulthood years, I was trained by a church, Lighthouse Church in Birmingham. Those of you that used to attend that church will be, a witness to what I'm saying. These people in this church that used to train us, they would say, the overseer, Doug Miles, he used to say something, said that the people that trained him to pray, the way they stretched him, when it comes to prayer, is that this man of God they'll be gathered in church. He will come, the Saturdays were dedicated to prayer. They will come and give a prayer point. He will come and give a prayer point and go to town and disappear the whole day. And these guys will pray. He will just come to change the prayer point, and if it doesn't come to change it, you just stay on that prayer point. He said that different ministers or different people would randomly come into church, think who's leading the prayer. They're looking for who's leading the prayer. The man of God is not there. He's in town. He's gone on different missions, but the people he left on the ground, they would pray for hours, non-stop, as if someone is there leading them. So what he was teaching them is that he was teaching them that prayer stamina. Right? So when I attended that church back then, I didn't know much what I was doing. They were trying to transfer the same concept to us. So when we go away for prayer retreats, that church prayer retreat, they're not like the ones that I see around. A prayer retreat means a prayer retreat. They will be gathered in the building. They will give out one prayer point, leave you to your own devices. We will pray. You pray until you're exhausted. You stand up. You feel sleep. You're trying to doze off. You stand up and continue. And what that did, even though I wasn't really focused on the things of God in that sense like that, I wasn't trying to learn that. But because these were the principles that they taught us, it taught us that stamina, prayer stamina, that you can put us in the room, give us hours, and we'll pray. We'll stand and pray. You will not feel the tiredness. That prayer does not, by the grace of God, it's not one of those things that will give me fatigue. Give me a number of hours, I can just go. I can just go and go and go and go and go, because they stretched me, they stretched us and took that weakness out of us, because of what they transferred into us. So what I'm trying to say, in a lot of the areas where we struggle, even when it comes to like a person like me, I'm on a lot of like different prayer groups, church groups, this, that, and the other. Sometimes you are connected to certain things but you're not really necessarily seeing the growth. You're not seeing yourself being added on to. You're not seeing much of a shifting within your spirit. They're not challenging enough for you. Either you're supposed to add to it, or they're supposed to add to you. Something is not right somewhere, right? It's just maintenance. But all of these things shouldn't just be maintenance. There should be a transfer, there should be a transaction going on. You see, you're either pouring into it, or they are pouring into you something that you don't already possess, something that is, shifting you to your next, level. There should be something, that shakes your spirit, that doesn't just make it, sit comfortable, because it's like, oh, the things that they're talking about, you may find it really boring or whatever. And I'm not saying that, I'm just being honest. Sometimes, even if someone is talking to you about the things of God, you find it really kind of not boring, but like it's not really getting you to where it's supposed to get to. But then when you get to something that's like more of a shotgun, it's straight to the point, right? Someone doesn't need to talk to you in so many words. Just a little, they say. It hits where it's supposed to hit, immediately does what it's supposed to do. Because it's not about, too many words. Someone will come and talk and talk and talk and talk until they are red and blue. And you still not pick anything. But then sometimes someone will speak a short word, not spend so much time on you. They are gone. But your spirit is already, lifted up and, gotten itself to where it's supposed to go. So what I'm saying is this. What I'm praying about right now is those connections. Connections that stretch, right? Connections that add value. Connections that need to take us from one level to the next. Those people that when they connect to your life, their presence can be felt. And when there's something wrong with their presence or whatever, you will feel it, right? You will feel it. So I'm praying it for myself, but I'm also praying it for anybody that wants it, that the Lord will connect us with the anointings, with the levels that we need, with the people that have the things that we need, with people, so that we can rub shoulders with people that are gifted in certain ways, that are graced in certain ways, that whatever they possess that we're supposed to tap into, we are able to tap into, and also you move on to the next level. But also, likewise, the Lord will bring people within us that we can transfer what He has given us into them, that will be able to pour into them. It's not necessarily supposed to be spiritual things, it could be whatever it is, but that we're able to transfer, that we will have those valuable transactions going on. People that we are adding to and people that are adding to us. That we're not just dormant, we're not just there doing nothing. Anyway, thank you very much, and I shall speak to you soon.